All right, deputies, before we get started, Mr. Jasheen Wilson there, he's going to be continued today. So if you all want to take him back, you're welcome to at any point, if you heard me.
Mr. Wilson.
Yep, whenever you'd like, he's going to be continued today. So he's welcome to go back. All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's 11 a.m. My name is Judge Marcus Thorpe. I'm one of the associate magistrate judges here in Clayton County. If at any point you're having trouble hearing me today, please let me know, because there are a few things I'm going to go over with you prior to and during the course of today's hearing. First of all, let me say, ladies and gentlemen, I am not here to try and take your case, to try your case. I'm not here to take a plea or have any legal discussions about the specific facts of your case. I am here for your first appearance, which is to inform you of the charges against you, to advise you of certain rights, to set bond on those offenses where I am able to schedule a preliminary hearing if possible, and to determine whether you require the assistance of an attorney. Now, ladies and gentlemen, each of you all has the right to remain silent. So again, please do not attempt to tell me specifics about your case or any legal defense you believe you have. This is, as I said, being streamed live, and therefore it's being recorded. And so anyone around you, such as the deputies or any other inmates or even myself, you're making a witness by going into the facts of your case. Now, in addition to the right to remain silent, you also have the right to a presumption of innocence, the right to an indictment by grand jury for felonies or by accusation for misdemeanors. You have the right to a speedy and public trial by jury, to compel the attendance of witnesses to testify on your behalf, to see, hear, question witnesses who are called to testify against you, to testify on your own behalf or offer evidence in your own defense, to have an attorney represent you. And if you can't afford one, I will determine if you qualify for a court-appointed attorney. And also, if you are not a citizen, some charges may adversely affect your immigration status. And so if that is the case, that you are not a citizen, I strongly suggest that you consult an immigration attorney. Now, as I said, I am here, among other reasons, to discuss with you what bond you have on your case, if at all. A bond is what you would pay, or a portion thereof, in order to get out and be released while your case is pending. There are three ways in which you could make bond. One would be by cash, two would be by property, three would be by commercial, the use of a bonding company. As I mentioned, the first is a cash bond, and that's where you or someone you know would deliver to the sheriff's office, along with any applicable fees, the amount that I will tell you, and whereupon they will hold it until your case is closed. So the example that I use is, if I say that you're charged with battery family violence and that your bond is $6,000, then you or someone you know would bring to the sheriff $6,000 plus any fees, and they will hold it and then return it once your case is closed. If you don't have the total amount in bond, then you can use a bonding company. A bonding company will require that you pay anywhere from 12 to 15% of that bond, but they don't return it to you. Now, in my example with the $6,000 for a battery, that means you would owe anywhere from approximately $750. And then the final way is a property bond. That's where either you or someone you know who owns 3 times the equity in their home as your bond. So if your bond is $6,000, that means they would need to own $18,000 worth of equity, and they would bring their deed down to the sheriff, who would then hold it until your case is closed. Now, in addition to your bond, some of you will have special conditions on your bond. That means I'm going to tell you that there are certain people that you are to have no contact with, and certain places that you are to not return while your case is pending. If I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that you are to have no contact with someone, that means you cannot call them, you can't email them, you can't write them, you can't even do something as simple as send them an instant message or write them a song, because any of that will be a violation of your bond. If I tell you not to return to a place, that means don't return to that particular location for any reason. If, ladies and gentlemen, the no return I tell you today is where you were living before the incident allegedly happened, the only chance that you can go back there, or the only time, will be when A, either your bond is modified, B, your case is closed, or C, you make bond and you're there with the sheriff within 10 days of your release. And that's only to get items that belong to you. Now, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, there will be some of you all who will violate this bond. And again, let me just reiterate to you that if you go somewhere you're not supposed to, or if you speak to someone you're not to while you're on bond, you are subjecting yourself to additional felony charges, such as aggravated stalking, influencing a witness, and up to $20,000 in additional fines and fees. Now, ladies and gentlemen, just a few other things before we get started here and take the oath. If you are a family member, if someone is a family member or friend that intends to bond you out here today, please remember that if they are the alleged victim, they are not by law permitted to bond you out. Some of you, ladies and gentlemen, are charged with offenses for which I can't set bail. If that is the case, I will tell you that during the course of our conversation individually. And then lastly, there are some of you all who are on active probation. And if that is the case, again, I am not authorized to set bond, and I will advise you. Now, before we take the oath, one last thing, and that's the preliminary hearing. A preliminary hearing is where you, the inmate, the police officer, and the judge are present to go over the facts of your case and to determine if there is enough evidence for your case to be officially charged. If there is not enough evidence according to the judge, then your case is dismissed. It doesn't mean, ladies and gentlemen, that they won't bring it back. It just means for the time being, it goes away. Now, if they determine, ladies and gentlemen, that you don't want the preliminary hearing, you can tell me, Judge, I don't want it. Okay? If you're charged with a felony, your preliminary hearing is required. If you are charged with a misdemeanor, I will ask you whether you want that hearing for the judge to review your evidence. And if you don't, you'll simply say, Judge, I don't need that hearing here at any point. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if I could have everyone please raise their right hand. Do you all swear or affirm that the information that you provide here to me during today's hearing, as well as what you provided during your court-appointed counsel information sheet, is the truth and nothing but the truth to help you guide? And if that is the case, I need everyone here to say, I do. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you can put your hand down. Ms. Daya, do you hear me?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. All right, Ms. Daya, if you would please raise your right hand.
Yes, sir.
Do you swear or affirm that the information that you are about to interpret from English to Spanish and Spanish to English will be the truth and correct? If it is, say I do.
I do.
All right. All right, Ms. Day, I don't know if you've seen the email, but we have, I believe, about 6 individuals that will need interpretation. Deputies, if we could have those individuals up now, please. I believe I have Jorge Martinez, Edgar, Calderina, Lopez.
Coming up, Your Honor.
Orlano.
I think I have 4, Judge. I don't know. I have Edgar Martinez twice, and then I have Garcia. I also have Saldierna Rubio.
Yes.
But I believe that's all I have.
So there is a Jorge Garcia Martinez. He was on for yesterday. And for some reason, he wasn't initially on. And I think they added him because I continued him because he wasn't on my screen earlier, but he is now. And then there is I don't know if you said Armando Chirinos or Chirinos Armando.
No, Judge. I don't know how I missed that.
Okay. I'll email you all the ones today that I have to make sure you have accurate list. All right. Good morning, gentlemen.
Buenos días, caballeros. Good morning. Good morning.
My name is Judge Marcus Thorpe, and I'm one of the judges here, and I'm here to go over your charges with you.
Yo soy el juez Marco Thorpe, y yo soy uno de los jueces acá, y yo estoy acá para repasar sus cargos.
Okay. Now, before we get started, gentlemen, I just need to remind you, this is not a trial, and I'm not here to take a plea. So please, let's not discuss the specifics of your case.
Ya que antes de comenzar, caballeros, yo quiero decirles que este no es su juicio, yo no estoy acá para aceptar una declaración a cargos, o sea que por favor no trate de darme detalles específicos de su caso.
I am here to advise you of what you've been charged with, what your rights are, and to set bond where I can.
Yo estoy acá para informarle sus cargos, cuáles son sus derechos y para asignarle una fianza cuando lo pueda hacer.
I am here to schedule a preliminary hearing if you would like one, and then also to appoint you an attorney if you qualify.
Yo estoy acá para asignarle su audiencia preliminar, si usted quiere tenerla, y también para asignarle un abogado si usted cumple con los requisitos.
Now, in addition to the right to remain silent, each of you has the right to a presumption of innocence.
De manera adicional a su derecho de permanecer en silencio, cada uno de ustedes tiene el derecho a la presunción de inocencia.
You have a right to indictment by a grand jury for a felony or by accusation for misdemeanor.
Usted tiene el derecho a que el gran jurado presente una acusación si son delitos graves o que se le formule una acusación si son delitos menores.
To a speedy and public trial by jury.
A tener un juicio sin demora público ante un jurado.
To compel the attendance of witnesses to testify for you.
A exigir la presencia de testigos para que testifiquen a su favor.
To see, hear, and question witnesses who are called to testify against you.
De ver, escuchar y contrainterrogar a los testigos que sean citados a testificar en su contra.
To testify on your own behalf or offer evidence in your own defense.
De testificar a su favor o de presentar pruebas para ser usadas en su defensa.
To have an attorney represent you, and if you cannot afford one, as I said, I will appoint one this morning.
De tener un abogado para que lo represente, y si usted no pudiese contratar uno, como yo le dije, entonces yo le nombraría uno para que lo represente.
Also, if you are not a citizen, some charges may adversely affect your immigration status, so you may want to consider speaking with an immigration attorney.
Además, si usted no es ciudadano, algunos cargos podrían afectar de forma negativa su estatus migratorio, o sea que usted debería de consultar con un abogado.
Now, bond, as I'm going to discuss with you, is an amount that you pay that will allow you to be released until your case is closed.
La fianza, como yo lo voy a hablar con usted, es la cantidad que usted paga y la cual le permitiría salir en libertad bajo fianza hasta que su caso cierre.
There are three ways to make bond. One is by cash, bonding company, or property.
Hay tres maneras de pagar su fianza. Una podría ser en efectivo, utilizando una compañía de fianza comercial o utilizando una propiedad.
If you would like to pay it by cash, you would need to bring the money along with any fees to the sheriff, and they will hold it until your case is closed.
Si usted quiere pagar la fianza en efectivo, usted tendría que llevar la cantidad de la fianza en efectivo a la comisaría más los recargos de ley y ellos se quedarían con este dinero hasta que su caso concluya.
If you don't have all the money in cash, you can use a bonding company, which only requires 12 to 15%, but that money is not returned to you.
Si usted no tuviera toda la cantidad, usted podría utilizar una compañía de fianza comercial, la cual le cobraría entre el 12 y el 15%, pero ese dinero no le sería reembolsado.
The last way to make bond would be whether you or someone you know owns a piece of property that has 3 times the equity in it.
La última forma de pagar la fianza sería que ya sea usted o alguien que usted conoce tenga una propiedad y que esta propiedad tenga 3 veces en capital neto la cantidad de la fianza.
Okay. Now, in addition to bond, there for some of you will be what are called special conditions.
De manera adicional a la fianza, algunos de ustedes van a tener lo que le llaman condiciones especiales adicionales.
For some of you, I may require you, one, either don't go back to a certain place while your case is pending, or two, for you not to have contact with people.
Para algunos de ustedes, le voy a requerir una, que usted no regrese a ciertos lugares o que usted no tenga contacto con ciertas personas.
If I tell you that you are to have no contact with someone, that means no contact in any form.
Si yo le ordenara no tener contacto con alguien, esto significa que usted no puede tener contacto con esa persona de ninguna manera.
If I tell you that you are not to return to a place, even if that was where you were living before this incident allegedly happened, you cannot return until your case is closed.
Si yo le ordenara no regresar a un lugar en particular, hasta si ese lugar era el lugar donde usted estaba viviendo antes de que este incidente alegadamente ocurriera, usted no puede regresar a ese lugar hasta que su caso concluya.
If the place I tell you not to return to is a place that you were living and you are able to make bond, then please make an appointment with the sheriff, and then you will be allowed to go there, but only with the sheriff with you.
Si el lugar donde yo le ordenara no regresar es el lugar donde usted estaba viviendo y usted puede pagar su fianza, haga una cita con la comisaría para poder regresar, pero solamente una vez y acompañado de un alguacil.
Now, before we begin, the last thing that I want to talk to each of you about is what is called a preliminary hearing.
Y antes de comenzar, lo último que yo voy a hablar con usted es de lo que se llama una audiencia preliminar.
I believe each of you is charged with a misdemeanor, so each of you, I will ask you whether or not you would like to have this hearing.
Yo creo que cada uno de ustedes se le imputa cargos que son delitos menores, o sea que a cada uno de ustedes yo le voy a preguntar si usted quieren tener esta audiencia o no.
This hearing is not your trial. It is just where the judge, yourself, and your attorney review the facts of your case.
Esta audiencia no es su juicio, es solamente donde usted, el abogado, su abogado y el juez revisan cómo ocurrieron los hechos.
Excuse me, scratch that. If you make your bond, this hearing goes away. So it is only for those of you all who are unable to make your bond and remain in custody.
Perdone, puede tachar eso. Si usted paga su fianza y sale, esta audiencia se cancela. O sea que esta audiencia solamente van a tener las personas que no pueden pagar la fianza y van a permanecer bajo custodia.
So as each of you comes up to me individually, I will ask you at some point if you would like the hearing or if you do not think you'll need it.
Cuando ustedes vengan a mí de manera individual, yo les voy a preguntar si ustedes quieren tener la audiencia o si ustedes piensan que no la necesitan.
All right, gentlemen, if I could have you please raise your right hand.
Ok, caballeros, si le podría pedir que por favor levanten su mano derecha.
All right. Do you swear or affirm that each of you have been truthful here this morning as well as on your court-appointed counsel sheet?
¿Jura usted y afirma que usted han dicho la verdad acá en la mañana de hoy y que lo que usted pusieron en su solicitud para un abogado de oficio también es la verdad?
And if that is so, I need each of you to say yes.
Y si ese es el caso, yo necesito que cada uno de ustedes diga que sí.
Sí, sí, yes.
All
Yes.
right. All right. If I could have up first Mr. Jorge Garcia Martinez.
Sí, primero puedo tener al señor Jorge García Martínez.
Sir, are you also known as Jorge? Actually, excuse me, scratch that. 1 second. Okay, I see it here. Ms. Day, if you will tell him he is charged with 1 count of driving without a license.
A usted se le imputa un cargo de manejar sin licencia de conducir.
Your bond amount is $2,500.
La cantidad de su fianza es de $2,500.
Okay. Now, this is a misdemeanor, sir, so you have a right to that preliminary hearing I mentioned, or you can waive that right. Which would you like to do? Have it or waive it?
Ok, señor, esto es un delito menor, o sea que usted tiene el derecho de tener esa audiencia que yo le mencioné, o tiene el derecho de renunciar a la audiencia, o sea, de no tenerla. ¿Qué quiere usted hacer? ¿Tenerla o renunciar a tenerla?
Y si tengo la posibilidad de pagarla,
And if I have the chance to pay?
ya.
Well, if you think that you're going to bond out, sir, you certainly have the right to waive that hearing.
Si usted piensa que va a pagar su fianza, señor, usted tiene el derecho de renunciar a tener esa audiencia.
Sí, me parece que mi familia la voy a pagar.
Yes, because I think that my family is going to pay it.
Okay. Then if that is the case, sir, I believe I understand that you would like to waive the hearing. Is that correct?
O sea que si ese es el caso, señor, por lo que yo entiendo, usted quiere renunciar a tener esa audiencia, ¿es correcto?
Sí,
Yes.
Okay. Now, are you currently working right now, sir?
Actualmente, ¿está usted trabajando, señor?
sí.
Yes.
Okay. About how much are you making per month?
Y más o menos, ¿cuánto está ganando usted por mes?
Gano con 6,000 al mes.
About 6,000 a month.
Okay. Based on that, sir, you do not qualify for a court-appointed attorney. And so if you would like to hire an attorney, you will have to pay for your own.
Basado en eso, señor, usted no cumple con los requisitos para asignarle un abogado. O sea que si usted quiere tener un abogado, usted tendría que contratarse uno.
Okay.
Okay, do
Okay.
you understand that, sir?
¿Entiende eso, señor?
Sí, sí lo entiendo.
Yes, I do understand.
Do you have any questions for me about anything, sir?
¿Tiene usted alguna pregunta para mí con respecto a alguna cosa?
No, ya todo está bien.
No, that's all.
Okay. All right, so Mr. Martinez, as you step to your right, the deputies there will have a piece of paper for you to sign. And once you sign that piece of paper, sir, that's all I have for you this morning.
Ok, señor Martínez, los alguaciles van a tener un documento para que usted lo firme y esto sería todo en la mañana de hoy.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much.
All right, good luck to you, sir.
Buena suerte, señor.
All right, if I could have up Mr. Edgar Martinez.
Mr. Martinez. There's two Martinez. Edgar. The, the Vega. Oh, I think.
The Ruben Edgar Martinez.
Hang on, Your Honor, he might have bailed out.
Okay. While we're checking on him, Rubio Saldarino.
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is your name, sir?
¿Cuál es su nombre, señor?
Armando Chirinos.
Armando Chirinos.
Okay, let's get him.
Your Honor, who's the last person you just said?
That was Ruben Edgar Martinez.
Yeah, he B&B.
Yeah.
He bonded out.
Okay, so Ruben Edgar has bonded. Okay, all right, so this is Mr. Chirinos.
I think Edgar bonded out.
All right, so Mr. Chirinos, you are charged with one count of driving without a license and one count of driving with a concealed registration.
Ok, ¿es it Chirino o Torino, Your Honor?
It says Chirinos.
Señor Torrinos, a usted se le imputa un cargo de manejar sin licencia de conducir y un cargo de ocultar su registración.
Are you currently working, sir?
Actualmente, ¿está usted trabajando, señor?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay, and how much money are you making per month?
¿Y cuánto está usted ganando por mes?
Como 4,200.
About 4,200.
Okay. And so based on that, sir, if you need an attorney for your case, you will have to hire your own, okay?
Basado en esto, señor, si usted necesita un abogado para su caso, usted tendría que contratarse su propio abogado, ¿ok?
Do you understand that, Mr. Chirinos?
¿Entiende usted esto, señor Torrinos?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay. Now, because these are misdemeanor charges, sir, you have the right to that preliminary hearing that I mentioned earlier, or you can waive your right to that hearing. Would you like to have that hearing or waive that hearing, sir?
Por el hecho de que eso es un delito menor, señor, usted tiene el derecho de tener esa audiencia que yo le mencioné anteriormente o puede renunciar a tener esta audiencia. ¿Quiere usted tenerla o quiere renunciar a ella?
Quiero tenerla.
I would like to have it.
All right, sir. So if you do not make your bond, then your next court date is going to be December 3rd at 8:30 a.m. and that will be via Zoom. Again, that will be December 3rd at 8:30 a.m. and that will be via Zoom. Do you understand that?
Señor, si usted no paga su fianza, entonces su próxima audiencia sería el día 3 de diciembre a las 8:30 de la mañana y sería vía Zoom. Una vez más, el día 3 de diciembre a las 8:30 de la mañana vía Zoom. ¿Entiende usted, señor?
Sí, entonces la puedo rechazar porque no había entendido esa parte.
I think, did he have a question, Ms. Dale? Ms. Dale, did we lose you?
Hear me,
Ms.
Your
Dale?
Honor?
Oh, there you
Can
are.
you hear
You're
me, Your
on.
Honor?
Yeah, I hear you.
Then can I waive it because I didn't understand that part?
I've entered it now, but what happens, sir, if you make your bond, it's okay. If you make your bond, then the hearing will go away automatically.
Está bien, señor, ya yo se la programé, pero si usted paga su fianza y sale, esta audiencia se cancela automáticamente.
Sí, es que no había pero sí la puedo pagar. Había entendido mal.
Yes, the thing is that I didn't understand, but yes, I can pay it.
Okay, so let me tell you your bond, sir. As to the registration, your bond is 1,000, and as to the license, your bond is 2,500 for a total of 3,500, okay?
O sea que déjenme darle su fianza, señor. Por el asunto de la registración, su fianza es de $1,000 y por el no licencia, su fianza es de 2,500. O sea que es un total de 3,500, ¿ok?
Ok.
All right, any other
Okay.
questions that I can answer for you, sir?
¿Alguna otra pregunta que le pueda contestar, señor?
No, solamente que no me he comunicado con nadie para avisar que estoy aquí, para pagar mi fianza.
No, just that I haven't been able to get in touch with anyone to let them know that I'm here to pay my bond.
The sheriff's office should be able to help you there, sir. Unfortunately, I cannot be of help there.
Desafortunadamente, señor, yo no le puedo ayudar con eso, pero la comisaría le podría ayudar.
Ok, está bien.
Okay, that's fine.
All right, good luck to you, sir.
Buena suerte, señor.
Gracias.
Your Honor,
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Edgar Martinez did bond out. I also have a, Garcia Jorge Martinez.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna pay him up next.
All right, so we have, I just want to make sure I'm with you. So Edgar has bonded out. Looks like Rubio Saldarino has bonded out. Is that correct?
Hang on. What's the last name, Your Honor?
Saldarina?
Yes,
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 Your
Your
Honor.
Honor.
Okay. All right, so if you want to just bring up who you have.
Martinez, yeah, he does speak English, but he also speaks Spanish.
Okay. So we have Saldarina, and then what was the other one you said? Edgar Martinez?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay.
Edgar Ruben Martinez.
All right. So who do you have now?
Mr. Martinez.
Wait, which Martin? I thought you just said that. Okay. Put him on the screen. Let me see. All right, sir, what's your name?
Edgar Ruben Martinez.
What's your first name?
We had two Edgars, one bonded out. This is Mr. Rubens. Oh,
Ah, okay. Got it. Oh, there was two. I didn't have that. Okay. I'm with you. So, sir, your name is Edgar Ruben Martinez. Is that correct?
Señor, su nombre es Edgar Rubén Martínez, ¿es correcto?
Yes, sí.
Okay. Got it. All right, sir. So you are charged here. I want to make sure that this is correct. So they got. Give me 1 second, sir. I just want to make sure I have the correct person.
You're, it's the same person. I just noticed it says duplicate.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay. All right. So, Mr. Martinez, you have two separate cases that we're going to talk about, okay?
Señor Martínez, nosotros tenemos dos casos para usted por separado y de eso es que vamos a hablar.
Okay. Now, you are charged in one case with criminal trespass and in another with theft by taking.
A usted se le imputa el cargo en un caso de invasión o daños a la propiedad y en el otro de hurto.
Now, beginning with the theft by taking case, sir, is a misdemeanor, and your bond amount in that case is $3,500.
Y comenzando con su cargo de hurto, señor, esto es un delito menor y su fianza es de $3,500.
Okay. In the second case, which is a criminal trespass, your bond amount in that case is $2,500. Excuse me, it's $3,500.
En el segundo caso, lo cual es el cargo de invasión o daños a la propiedad, la fianza es de $2,500, perdón, es de $3,500.
Now, in the second case, you will have to stay away from an address that is 1033 Briar Lane, where the incident is alleged to have happened.
Y en el segundo caso, usted va a tener que mantenerse alejado de una dirección, que la es 1033 Briar Lane, que es donde supuestamente el incidente ocurrió.
Do you understand that, Mr. Martinez?
¿Entiende usted esto, el señor Martínez?
Mr. Martinez, do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
Señor Martínez, ¿me entiende usted?
I understand.
Okay. Now, because these are both misdemeanors, sir, you have a right to a preliminary hearing, or you can waive that right, as I mentioned earlier. Would you like to have your hearing on these cases or waive that right?
Ok, señor, como estos son delitos menores, usted tiene el derecho de tener su audiencia preliminar, como le mencioné anteriormente, o y también tiene el derecho de renunciar a tener esta audiencia. ¿Quiere usted tener la audiencia o quiere renunciar a tenerla?
What's the difference?
I'm sorry, sir, can you say that one more time?
What's the difference?
What is the difference?
So, okay, remember what I said earlier, if you don't think you're gonna make your bond, you're entitled to a hearing where you are present, the police are present, and the judge to go over the facts of your case.
¿Recuerda lo que yo le dije anteriormente? Que si usted no paga su fianza y sale, usted tiene el derecho de tener una audiencia preliminar, donde usted estaría presente, el policía estaría presente y el juez estaría presente para revisar los hechos de cómo ocurrieron en su caso.
It is not your trial, it is simply to determine if there's enough evidence for your case to move to the judge or if they're going to dismiss it.
Esto no es su juicio, es solamente para determinar si su caso va a proceder ante un juez o si lo van a desestimar.
Based on that, would you like me to set that hearing date or would you like to say, no, I don't need it?
Basado en esto, ¿quiere usted que yo le programe la fecha para esta audiencia o quiere usted decir, no, yo no la necesito?
No lo necesito.
I don't need it.
All right, so I am going to show, sir, here that you are waiving your hearing, which means that when you and I are done, the deputies will have a piece of paper for you to sign.
Ok, señor, o sea que voy a poner acá que usted está renunciando a su audiencia. Lo que esto significa es que cuando usted y yo terminemos, el alguacil le va a dar un documento para que usted lo firme.
Now, let me ask you, Mr. Martinez, are you working right now?
No.
Déjeme preguntarle, señor Martínez, ¿está usted trabajando actualmente?
No, sir, I'm looking for a job right now.
Okay. Well, I am going to go ahead and appoint you an attorney, sir, free of charge that will help you on your case.
O sea que yo voy a proceder y le voy a asignar un abogado para que lo represente sin cargos, el cual le va a ayudar con su caso.
Okay.
All right. So to go over with you again, sir, your bond for each case is $3,500, and I'm giving you an attorney free of charge to help you on both cases.
Ok, solamente para repasar esto con usted, señor, cada uno de las fianzas en su caso es de 3,500 y le voy a asignar un abogado para que lo ayude con sus casos.
Okay. Do you have any questions about anything from me, sir?
No, sir.
¿Tiene usted alguna pregunta con relación a alguna cosa para mí, señor?
No.
All right. Good luck to you, sir.
Buena suerte, señor.
All right, deputies, who do you all have next?
Come on next.
I'm sorry? Do you have any other? I think you should have at least I've got a,
Mo Wilson.
so, okay, so before we get to them, because I had a couple others that were on the list. I had a Hugo Lopez.
Yes, he's here.
Okay, does he speak English?
No, sir. Yeah, also,
Okay. Sir, what's your name on the screen? Who is that at the screen?
last name Mo Wilson. Oh, bad.
Señor, ¿cuál es su nombre?
Oh, Wilson.
Oh, he doesn't, okay, got it. Let me get his.
Your Honor, we have two Lopez. It's two Lopez.
Okay, all right, so Mr. Wilson, you are charged with driving without a license and failure to yield right of way.
Señor Wilson, a usted se le imputa el cargo de manejar sin licencia de conducir y de no ceder el paso.
These are misdemeanor charges.
Estos son delitos menores.
And based on the information I have before me, sir, I am gonna release you this morning. But it doesn't mean that your case is closed.
Y basada en la información que tengo ante mi señor, yo lo voy a poner en libertad en la mañana de hoy, pero esto no significa que su caso está cerrado.
It simply means that until your case is over, you do have the opportunity to stay at home, but please make sure that whatever address you have, you make sure the deputies have it before you leave.
Esto lo único que significa es que hasta que su caso concluya, usted va a tener la oportunidad de estar en su casa, pero asegúrese que cualquier dirección que sea su dirección es la que usted deje antes de que usted se marche.
Okay? Do you understand that, sir?
¿Entiende usted esto, señor?
Sí, perfecto.
Yes, perfect.
Okay. Are you working right now?
¿Está usted trabajando actualmente?
Sí.
Yes.
And how much are you making per month, sir?
¿Y cuánto está usted ganando por mes, señor?
Depende las horas de trabajo entre 2.500 a 2.800.
It all depends on the hours that I work. That will be between 2,500 and 2,800.
Okay. So based on that, sir, I am going to give you an attorney free of charge to help you on your case as well.
Basado en eso, señor, yo le voy a asignar un abogado sin costo para que le ayude con su caso también.
All right. Good luck to you, sir.
Buena suerte, señor.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much.
Solo una pregunta, señor. Fíjese que yo no me he podido comunicar con mi familia, pues yo quisiera como contactarme con ellos.
I just have one question, sir. I have not been able to get in touch with my family, and I would like to be able to get in touch with them.
So the sheriff would have to help you with that, sir. Unfortunately, I cannot.
Los alguaciles van a tener que ayudarle con eso, señor. Desafortunadamente, yo no le puedo ayudar.
Muchas gracias y que tengan un buen día.
Thank you very much, and you have a good day.
You too.
Usted también.
Gracias.
Thank you.
All right. Who do you, and what's your name, sir?
Jose Lopez,
I'm sorry. Can you say it one more time?
Jose Lopez.
Okay. Let's see. All right. So, Mr. Lopez, you are charged with 1 count of criminal trespass and 1 count of terroristic threats.
Señor López, a usted se le imputa un cargo de invasión o daños a la propiedad y de amenazas terroristas.
These are misdemeanors, sir, so you have a right to the preliminary hearing I mentioned earlier, or you can waive that right to that hearing.
Estos son delitos menores, señor. O sea, que usted tiene el derecho de tener la audiencia preliminar que yo le mencioné anteriormente. Usted tiene el derecho también de renunciar a esa audiencia.
Would you like to have that hearing, sir, or waive that hearing?
¿Quiere usted tener esa audiencia, señor, o quiere renunciar a tenerla?
La voy a tener.
I would like to have it.
All right. So if you don't make your bond, sir, your next court date will be December 3rd at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom.
Si usted no paga su fianza, señor, su próxima audiencia va a ser el 3 de diciembre a las 8:30 de la mañana vía Zoom.
Okay. Now, your bonds, sir, for these charges are for the trespass, $2,500, and for the terroristic threat, $5,000.
Y sus fianzas por estos cargos, señor, va a ser por el cargo de invasión o daños a la propiedad, 2,500, y por el cargo de amenazas terroristas, 5,000.
And you will have to stay away from Mary Lou Estrada and from 936 Vinton Woods Drive.
Y tendría que mantenerse alejado de Mary Lou Estrada y de la 936 Vinton Wood Drive.
So if that is where you were living, sir, before this allegedly happened, please make sure that if you bond out, that you make an appointment with the sheriff within 10 days of your release so that they can accompany you to the home to get your things.
Si ese era el lugar donde usted estaba viviendo, señor, antes de que este incidente ocurriera, asegúrese de hacer una cita con la comisaría durante los primeros 10 días de usted haber salido en libertad para ir a retirar sus artículos personales.
All right. Do you have any questions of me, sir?
¿Tiene usted alguna pregunta para mí, señor?
No, no. Gracias por todo y, hermano, está bien.
No, no, sir.
All right.
Thank
Up to you,
you
sir.
very much.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Last one, another Mr. Lopez.
All right. And what is your name, sir?
Hugo López Carreno.
All right, so Mr. Lopez, you are charged with 1 count of aggravated assault, which is a felony.
Ok, señor López, a usted se le imputa un cargo de agresión con agravante, lo cual es un delito grave.
So your next court date, sir, should you not make your bond, will be December 4th at 8:30 a.m., and that will be via Zoom.
Y su próxima cita judicial, si usted no paga su fianza, va a ser el día 4 de diciembre a las 8:30 de la mañana vía Zoom.
Are you currently working, sir?
¿Actualmente está usted trabajando, señor?
No, ¿le puedo hacer una pregunta?
No, can I ask you a question?
Okay, let me get through this first, and then I will answer any questions you have.
Déjeme terminar con esto primero y luego yo le contesto cualquier pregunta que usted pueda tener.
Gracias.
Gracias.
Now, because of what you said, I am going to appoint you a court-appointed attorney free of charge to help you on your case.
Por lo que usted acaba de decir, yo le voy a asignar un abogado de oficio sin costo.
And you also have special conditions, sir, on your case.
Y usted también tiene condiciones especiales en su caso.
You are going to have to stay away in this case from Miss Margarita.
Usted va a tener que mantenerse alejado en este caso de la señorita Margarita.
Her last name Hernandez.
Y su apellido es Hernández.
Okay. You're also going to have to stay away from 7654 Connell Drive.
Y también tiene que mantenerse alejado de la 7654 Connell Drive.
Esta es mi
If
casa.
that is, hold on,
That's
sir.
my home.
Okay, I understand, but if that's where you were living before this happened, sir, the only way you can return would be if your case is closed or your bond is modified or you are with the deputies.
Si es el lugar donde usted estaba viviendo antes de que esto ocurriera, señor, de la única manera que usted puede regresar es cuando su caso haya cerrado, su fianza haya sido modificada o usted regrese con un alguacil.
¿Y de cuánto es mi fianza?
And how much is my bond?
Sir, so as of today, and that was going to be the last thing I was going to tell you, you were on a no bond status, sir.
Y por ahora, esto lo último que le iba a decir, señor, es que usted no tiene fianza.
So you will have a chance for them to reconsider your bond on December 6th.
O sea que usted va a tener la oportunidad de que ellos tomen en consideración nuevamente lo de la fianza el día 6 de diciembre.
Señor, ¿le puedo decir algo?
Can I say something?
Yes, sir, but please be careful. Don't say anything about your case.
Sí, señor, pero sea muy cuidadoso, no diga nada con referencia a su caso.
Solo quiero decirle que yo soy víctima en todo esto.
I just wanted to say that I'm the victim in all of this.
Okay. And again, sir, I can't get into that, so please be careful because this is being recorded.
Y una vez, señor, yo no puedo hablar de todo eso, o sea que tenga cuidado porque todo esto está siendo grabado.
Entonces mi próxima audiencia es el 6 de diciembre.
So my next hearing is on December the 6th.
That's for your bond, but you will also have a preliminary hearing on December 4th.
Esto sería para lo de su fianza, pero usted también tendría su audiencia preliminar el día 4 de diciembre.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, deputies, do you all have a Lorenzo Arellano, Arellano?
No.
Yeah, he bonded out.
Okay, so he bonded out. All right, so and so that should be the last one then, is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Daya, that is it. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Have a good day, sir.
All right, you too.
Thank you.
All right. So let's see, beginning with our females. So it should be a Catherine Anderson, Merritt, and then Stevenson. All right. Who is Miss Anderson?
He's right here.
All right. So Miss Anderson, you are charged with 1 count of aggravated assault, family violence, ma'am. That is a felony. And so that means you will have a new court date here. Your next court date, Miss Anderson, is going to be December 4th at 8:30 a.m. Okay. Now, you, ma'am, you have special conditions on your bond. You're going to have to stay away from an Alfred Holloway and 160 Roy Huey Drive. As I said earlier, ma'am, if that was somewhere that you were living prior to this happening, if you do make your bond, that the only way that you can return there is either A, your case is closed, B, your bond is modified, or C, once you are released, if you need to go back there, you need to make an appointment with the deputy and they will go with you. Do you understand that, ma'am? Now, as to your bond, ma'am, based on the allegations that I have here, I am going to put you on a no bond status. And so that means you will not have a bond until your bond is at a later time reviewed. So your next court date again is going to be your preliminary hearing. Your preliminary hearing is on the 4th. And after that preliminary hearing, you will have a bond hearing on December 6th. Do you understand that, ma'am? Can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
All right. Did you hear what I said there earlier?
Yes, sir.
All right, Ms. Anderson, do you have any questions for me?
Yes, sir.
Was that a no?
No, sir.
All right, man. Well, then that's all I have for you. Good luck to you, ma'am.
Come on, Miss Stevenson. Miss Stevenson.
All right, and your name, ma'am?
Larisha Stevenson.
Okay. All right, so Ms. Stevenson. Give me 1 second. All right, so Ms. Stevenson, you are charged with misdemeanor count of battery, family violence, misdemeanor count of making a false statement. I said those are both misdemeanors, so you have a right to a preliminary hearing, or you can waive that hearing, ma'am. Which would you like to do? Have it or waive it?
If I place bond, I shouldn't waive it, right?
Well, it doesn't really matter, but if you're gonna make bond, it's gonna end up going away anyway. So would you like to waive it?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna show, ma'am, that you are waiving your hearing here this morning. And so as soon as you and I are done talking, then the deputies will have a piece of paper for you to sign, okay? Now, as far as your bond, ma'am, the bond for the battery is $3,500. For the false statement is $3,500. You do have stay away conditions. Those are from Larisha Stevens. And you also have to stay away from the address of 2070 Lake Harbor. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Can I, so you said both of them were 3,500, correct? I didn't hear you.
Yes, ma'am, $3,500 apiece.
Okay, yes, sir.
All right. Any other questions for me, ma'am?
No, sir.
All right, that's all I've got for you, ma'am. Good luck to you.
All righty, you as well. Thank you.
And are you Catherine Toon? All right, Ms. Toon, you are charged with 1 count of battery, family violence as a misdemeanor, 1 count of criminal trespass as a misdemeanor. Because those are both misdemeanors, ma'am, you have a right to that preliminary hearing I mentioned, or you can waive that hearing. Which would you like to do? Have it or waive it?
I can waive it.
All right, ma'am. So I am showing this morning that based on your statement, you are waiving your right to your hearing. And so that means this morning the deputies will have a piece of paper for you to sign once we are done, okay?
Anyway.
Hold on 1 second. Let me get through this and then I'll answer any questions. So as to your bond amount, ma'am, your bond amount on the battery family violence is going to be $5,000. And then the trespass, ma'am, I'm actually going to dismiss that for you. And so you'll only be facing one charge remaining. That's $5,000. And on that one charge, ma'am, you do have special conditions, and those are to stay away from Marquia Taylor, as well as from the address of 83 Prestwick Drive. Do you understand that, ma'am? Now, you had a question for me. What's your question?
So I can get out of my OR. Okay.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. All right, good luck to you, Ms. Tim. All right. And your name, sir?
Michael Coleman.
All right, give me 1 second, Mr. Coleman. Give me just 1 second. Okay. All right, so Mr. Coleman, you are charged here with 1 count of criminal trespass as a misdemeanor, sir. That means you have a right to the preliminary hearing that I mentioned earlier, or you can waive that preliminary hearing. Which would you like to do, sir? Have your hearing or waive your hearing?
What the difference? What the difference?
So as I said earlier, sir, it's not your trial, but it's where you're present, the police are present, and the judge to determine if there's enough evidence to go forward. If there is not, they'll dismiss your case. If there is, your case goes to the prosecutor. Or we can skip that step, move a little faster, and it goes right to the prosecutor. Which would you like to do, sir? Set that hearing date or to waive that hearing date?
When the hearing date?
It will be December 3rd if you don't make your bond.
December?
Yep.
So I got a bond right now?
I'm gonna give it to you, but you gotta tell me first, do you want that hearing or not?
I want to get it over as soon as possible. I'm trying to get it over as soon as possible because I shouldn't be.
Okay, sir. Well, so I'm gonna show that you're waiving your hearing. And so that means when you and I are done, the deputy will have a piece of paper for you to sign, okay? Now for your bond amount, sir, is $5,000.
That's
So
so high.
Excuse me, sir, I can make it higher if you like.
No, it usually don't be that high. If I'm trying
No,
to
sir. Well, that's your bond today. Your bond is $5,000. You're gonna have to, you do have special conditions, sir, and that is to stay away from the address of 2863 Anvil Block Road. I will tell you, sir, part of the reason your bond is higher is because you repeatedly keep going back to that same incident location. Don't respond to me. Don't say anything, but the allegation is that you keep returning. Now, based on the information I've got here, sir, I am going to appoint you a court-appointed attorney, so you will have attorney free of charge as well, Mr. Coleman. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Mhm. All right, are you Mr. Dugan?
How you doing?
I'm doing well, sir, doing well. I know we spoke briefly yesterday, Mr. Dugan, so as I told you, it might come back. So you're charged with 1 count of simple battery, sir. That is a misdemeanor. Because it's a misdemeanor, sir, you have the right to that preliminary hearing that I mentioned, or you can waive that preliminary hearing. Which would you like to do, sir? Have the hearing or waive it?
Have it. Go ahead.
I'm sorry?
Have it.
Okay. So your next hearing date, sir, if you don't make your bond, is going to be December 3rd at 8:30 a.m. and that's going to be via Zoom. Again, that's going to be December 3rd, 8:30 a.m. and that's via Zoom. Now, as to your bond, sir, this being a misdemeanor, your bond amount is $5,000. Now, I know that you are not working, so I am going to go ahead and appoint you a court-appointed lawyer as well. So again, your next court date on this case will be December 3rd. Your bond is $5,000, and I've appointed you a lawyer. Good luck to you, sir.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you. All right, Deputy. All right, sir. Are you Mr. Petway?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry.
Yes, sir.
Give me 1 second here, Mr. Petway. And I know, again, like you, sir, we spoke yesterday on this. Like I told you, this did come back here today. And sir, I don't know if I told you, but you're charged with felony aggravated assault. felony possession of an unauthorized weapon by an inmate in the jail. Those are both felonies, sir. Because of that, your next court date on this case will be December 4th at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Now you're going to be on a no bond status on this case, sir. So you're going to get a bond hearing date too. Your bond hearing date is going to be December 6th. Again, your first is your prelim on the 4th, your bond hearing on the 6th. You're on a no bond, and I've also granted you an attorney to help you on your case. Good luck to you, Mr. Petway. Are you Mr. Usher? What's your name, sir? Okay. All right, so Mr. Usher, you were charged here with one count of terroristic threat as a misdemeanor, sir. Because it's a misdemeanor, you have a right to that preliminary hearing I mentioned earlier, or you can waive that hearing. Which would you like to do, sir? Have it or waive it?
But I can't take both of them. I have a bond.
Well, we hadn't gotten there, sir. You want to have that hearing or waive the hearing? Okay, you said have it? Mr. Usher, have it or waive it, sir?
Yes, sir. I said we can have it.
All right, so if you don't make your bond, sir, your next court date is going to be December 3rd at 8:30 a.m. and that's going to be via Zoom. Again, that's going to be December 3rd, 8:30 a.m. and that's going to be via Zoom. Now, as to your bond, sir, here, let me give you that. Your bond amount is $5,000 on this case. You do have special conditions. Those are to stay away from Miss Robin Calloway. Do you understand that, sir? Do you understand that?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I hear you. Now, based on the information that you provided me here, Mr. Usher, I am going to go ahead and appoint you a court-appointed lawyer. So you will have a lawyer free of charge on your case, okay? All right, Mr. Usher, that's all I have for you, sir. Good luck to you. All right, and what's your name, sir?
Bivens.
Are you Mr. Bivens? Yeah. All right. So, Mr. Bivens, you are charged here with one count of simple battery as a misdemeanor, one count of aggravated assault, sir. The simple battery is a misdemeanor, as I said. Your bond on that is $5,000. On the aggravated assault, sir, you're on a no bond status. If at a later time you are given a bond, sir, your bond conditions will be that you are to stay away from Miss Brittany Owens. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Now, you're going to have two court dates coming up. The first is going to be your preliminary hearing date. That's going to be on December 4th at 8:30 a.m. and that's going to be via Zoom. Your second court date is going to be December 6th at 8:30 a.m. and that's going to be via Zoom as well. And that's going to be where they will have an opportunity to reconsider bond. So again, today you're at $5,000 on the misdemeanor, no bond on the felony. You got two court dates, December 4th and December 6th. All right, good luck to you, sir.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, you good, all right.
Should be. And your name, sir?
Jalen Nolan.
All right, so Mr. Nolan, you were charged with one count of loitering or prowling, one count of possession of marijuana over an ounce, less than an ounce, one count of theft by receiving, one count of felony drugs, one count of possession of a weapon during the commission of a crime, one count of possession of tools, one count of trespass, one count of drug-related objects, one count of possession of a weapon near a school. The loitering carries a bond of $1,000, the marijuana $1,000, the theft $2,000, the drugs $3,500, the weapon $8,000, the tools $3,000, the trespass $2,500, the drug-related objects $500, and the weapons on a school carries, as I said, a bond of $8,000, sir. So your total bond here, if you give me just 1 second. It's $24,500. You do have a special condition, sir, and that's to stay away from 1568 Lovejoy Road. Do you understand that?
Where is that?
You're to stay away from 1568 Lovejoy Road. So the school where they allegedly said that they found you with your brother, You got to stay away from that area if you make bond. Do you understand? Do you understand, Mr. Nolan?
Yes, sir. And how much is it for like the 10%? Like if
So,
I
so it was 25. So if you made bond, sir, you would need roughly about $3,500 to make bond. Okay. Now, based on the information that you provided to me here, sir, I am going to go ahead and I'm going to appoint you a court-appointed lawyer. So you will have a lawyer free of charge to help you on your case. Only other thing I need to tell you is, again, because you are charged with felonies, your next court date, should you not make your bond, is going to be December 4th at 8:30 a.m. And that's going to be via Zoom. Again, that's December 4th, 8:30 a.m. via Zoom, okay? All right, good luck to you, sir. All right, I believe next is Trayvon Nolan. Are you Mr. Nolan? Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Nolan, you're charged with 1 count of possession of a weapon during the commission of a crime, possession of tools, criminal trespass, possession of felony drugs, loitering or prowling, possession of less than 1 ounce of marijuana, theft by receiving, possession with intent, and possession of a firearm near a school. The weapons charge carries a bond of $8,000, the tools $3,000, the trespass $2,500, the possession with intent $3,500, loitering or prowling $1,000, less than an ounce $1,000, theft by receiving $2,000, felony drugs $3,500, and the weapons near a school $8,000. So your total bond here, sir, if you give me one moment, 16. It's 32,500. So your total bond, sir, is 32,500. You do also, like your brother, have special conditions, meaning you are to stay away from Lovejoy High School until such time as either your case is closed or you have modified this bond in some way. Do you understand that, sir? Is that a yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, based on the information you provided me, sir, I have gone ahead and I've appointed you a court-appointed lawyer. The only other thing I need to tell you, sir, is because these are felonies, your next court day, as I said, is going to be December 4th, 8:30 a.m., and that's via Zoom. Good luck to you, Mr. Nolan. All right, and is it Mr. Upshur?
Yes, sir. Good day, sir.
Good morning. All right, so Mr. Upshur, you are charged with 1 count of criminal trespass. That is a misdemeanor, sir. Because of that, you have the right to a preliminary hearing that I mentioned earlier, or you can waive that preliminary hearing. Which would you like to do, sir? Would you like to have your hearing or waive that hearing?
I couldn't quite hear you when you were going over the mirror.
Yeah, sure. No problem. I can go over it again with you. So a preliminary hearing, sir, is where you were present, the judge is present, as well as the police officer who arrested you. The purpose is to determine if there is enough evidence to go forward in your case, the prosecutor. If the judge believes there is not enough evidence, your case is dismissed. Now, it doesn't mean that it can't come back, but it'll be dismissed for the time being. Or you can tell me, Judge, I don't want that hearing at all. I'd rather for you just to go ahead and send my case on up to the prosecutor directly so the case can move much faster. So then again, you have the right to that hearing if you so choose, or you can say, Judge, let's move my case a little faster. Let's skip that and let's move on. So based on that, sir, which would you like to do? Would you like to have your hearing or waive that hearing?
Well, is that gonna affect me, I guess bailing out today or?
No, it has no effect. So if you bail out, what happens is that the hearing will go away.
If I bail out, the hearing's going away?
Yes, sir. It'll automatically go away on its own.
Say that again, Judge.
I said, yes, sir. If you bond out, the hearing goes away.
Honestly, I'm kind of confused. It's been some time since I've.
Okay, that's okay. That's okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead, sir, Mr. Upshur, and I'm gonna set that bond hearing date for you just in case you don't bond out. So if you don't bond out, sir, your next court date is going to be December 3rd, 8:30 a.m., and that's going to be via Zoom. Again, that's December 3rd, 8:30 a.m., and that's going to be via Zoom. Do you understand that?
December 3rd.
8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Okay?
Okay.
Now, your bond, sir, on this is going to be $2,500 for you to bond out. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir, I do.
Now, you do have special conditions, sir. If you make your bond, you're going to have to stay away from 11076 Cornerstone Way. Now, I understand that that's where you may have been living prior to this alleged incident. If it was, like I said, you were not to return there unless and until your case is closed, your bond is modified, or once you get out on bond, you would have to ask a sheriff to accompany you there. Do you understand that?
So, sir, I would like a preliminary hearing.
Yes, I've given it to you.
Okay,
I
okay.
gave it to you.
So,
But did you understand my conditions? I need you to understand me first. Did you understand those conditions I gave you? Stay away from this Upshur. Stay away from that address until this case is closed. Do you understand?
So can I go there with the sheriff present so that I can obtain my belongings?
Yes, sir, with the sheriff. That's the only time, okay?
All right, thank you so much, sir.
Yes, sir. Now, last question I have for you. Are you working right now?
Yes, sir, I am.
How much are you making per month?
I'm not worried about, excuse me. I'm worried about.
How much are you making per month, Mr. Upshur?
I think about 5,000 a month, sir.
All right, so based on that, sir, you do not qualify for a court-appointed attorney. And so if you would like an attorney to help you on your case, sir, you will have to hire your own, okay?
Understand, sir.
All right, good luck to you, sir.
All right, thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right, and are you Mr. Watts?
Yes.
Mr. Watts, you were charged with aggravated assault as a felony here. Are you currently working, sir?
I'm disabled.
Okay, so I am going to appoint you a court-appointed lawyer here, sir. Your next court date, you're going to have a couple here. Your next court date is going to be December 4th at 8:30 a.m., and that's going to be via Zoom for your preliminary hearing. Then you're going to have a court date on December 6th at 8:30 a.m., and that's going to be via Zoom because I'm going to no bond you here today. So you're not going to leave here with a bond today. So you're going to get an opportunity later time for them to reconsider your bond. Do you understand?
Not really.
Okay. You were charged with aggravated assault, sir. They allege that you got into an argument, the police officer does, with a person by the name of R. Gray Gwynn. During the course of that argument, sir, they are alleging that you stabbed him in the stomach and his hand. Now, they're alleging that that happened at the address of 4847 Evans Drive. So I am no bonding you because of that. And I am telling you, you have to stay away if at a later date you are given a bond from Mr. Gwynn, and you have to stay away from that address. Do you understand that, sir? Okay. Now, your next court dates, sir, are going to be December 4th for your prelim and December 6th for your bond hearing for them to reconsider your bond. Good luck to you. Thank you.
Right, John, that's all we have.
All right, I think, do we only have that ICE gentleman or we just not gonna?
Well, yeah, he
They're
didn't.
gonna hand, I mean, I don't have anything to say to him.
That's what they were saying, so they didn't have no.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't just want to make sure he understood. Okay, then we're good to go.
Yes, sir. All right. Have a good enjoy your Sunday.